Hello.
Well, we're here on an exciting day, it seems.
Hello.
Yeah, hello everybody. It seems like our dear king may have done something good.
Seriously, how can you be a Democrat
well, I'm middle of the road. I don't.
Oh,
really
you're
think,
in the middle. So
no,
like,
I'm a product of the purple vision.
oh, thank you. So basically, we bombed just an hour ago Iran.
Yes.
So I think most of the people, even MAGA, was divided by in half, and just they said like, don't just start the war. What do you think?
I think it was quite a thing. When I think about it, Trump was going on all over the place. He says, "Oh well, we're giving him 2 more weeks.
2 more weeks.
2 more weeks," which was I think the big advantage. Hopefully he said that to Hegseth. So Hegseth couldn't give the whole scheme away on Signal.
Yes, because
because if Hegseth would have known in advance about it, the whole world would have known about it.
That's the whole point of this guy.
Yeah.
Jeffrey,
when you have a clown like Clarabelle as head of the Department of Defense, you don't know what's going to happen.
Okay, Jeffrey, let's talk about like, is it important like to bomb Iran? Did we start the war? Did we start the World War III? What is the subsequences of this strike?
I think not. I think this is something that was going to happen sooner or later. I think better sooner than later. But the fact that he could pull this off secretly and not let the cat out of the bag, for me, is one hell of a miracle.
Okay,
I can't believe he got away with that, because normally when he gets something in his mind, he can't keep his mouth shut. So
okay, let's discuss like what actually is happening in the Middle East. Why Iran was bombed in the first place? Because people are thinking that Israel started some kind of a war trying to bully everybody around and start the World War III and just like try to get us into the war together. So let's discuss all of that.
okay, I don't agree.
No, but I just asked the questions.
I understand that. For me, Israel's biggest enemy has been Iran. Not everybody else. So many of the other Arab countries want to have a relationship with Israel. Egypt, Saudi Arabia. But
Can I just disagree a little bit? The point is this: Israel was created by United Nations, allowed to have the Palestine, which is a region. It's not the nationality. It's a region like America, like United States of America. You cannot say that Mexicans are not Americans. It just, we call ourselves Americans, but it's not Canadians should go to Europe.
Well, as Trump said, they needed a Miami Beach. They needed some beachfront property.
Okay, got it. So Israel was created by United Nations in 1947. In 1948, 6 Arab nations, Egypt, Iran, Lebanon, Syria, and a couple of more, like I don't remember, like Jordan, they attacked Israel, and there were like 3 times they attacked combined Israel from each side, from every side.
Yeah.
So since then, Israel was defending itself. It's not other way around. And please, if you have any idea of Israel, of anything, just Google the map. Did you see the map? Israel, it's like this. Israel has 9 million people today, and Iran has 90 plus million. Israel cannot defeat Iran. Israel cannot go into the war with Iran just for the sake of winning of something. This is a special, like Russians said, like against Ukraine, which is lie. But in this case, it's a special military operation, not to start the war, but to attack the specifically nuclear facility.
And the amazing thing is, it's I don't think Trump could find any of these places on a map.
He didn't have to actually. He has Pete headset. They both like shuffling the map, like we're like, what is going on, right?
Anyway, right now this is a bizarre day here. So I'm sure the real question will be, is Iran going to take any kind of action against the United States? I have a feeling if they did, it would be very minor because they don't want to get into a shooting war with the United States.
It's exactly right. But the point is this: it's actually bad as a big country as United States attacking a smaller country like Iran. But put in perspective, like we constantly fighting like Iran, just not Iran to get this nuclear weapon. Because I think they are not stable regime to adequately understand what to do with this weapon.
You know, the interesting thing is that I was a musician in the White House when the whole Middle East problem started. Why? You know, when I first went into the White House, the head of Iran was the Shah.
Yes.
And I played for the Shah of Iran in the White House for Nixon. And and I remember.
Is it before
I'll tell you
revolution or after revolution? Because
before.
Okay.
No, that would have been after the revolution.
Because the Shah came to the power.
The Shah had been in power, and Iran was the best country in the Middle East. They had the best
education.
They're
all very educated
music.
people.
You know, there's actually a Stradivari violin that's known as the Shah of Iran. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, and there was a violinist during those years who played in the Queen Elizabeth competition in Brussels, and he used the Shah of Iran Stradivarius in the competition. Anyway, the most important, and I remember when we played for the Shah, we played once or twice, and the Shah's daughter came. Excuse me for one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. Can't help. It was incredible. But anyway, and then after I left, that was with Nixon, and then we had Ford, and then Carter, and Carter destroyed the Middle East. He basically didn't support the Shah. It's because of Carter that Khomeini, the crazy Khomeini, became the head of Iran, and Iran went down the tubes. All the intelligent people, all the university graduates, they were all basically murdered.
Or just escaped. Many people escaped.
Most of them.
I'm not sure.
I know this because we had Persian musicians in the Belgian Radio and Television Orchestra, and they told me the whole thing was terrible. They barely escaped.
So some of them escaped. I know many people who escaped because it's a different Iran, and it's just so bad. And Iran actually subsidizing the terrorists and against Israel. It's just crazy.
And these religious fanatics, the only thing they care about, they want Israel wiped off the map.
For what reason? I don't know. Israel is a small country, and people just somehow obsessed with the idea that Israel is trying to bully somehow all the countries around Israel. Please take a map. Look at the Israel. You cannot see even Israel. It's like to say that Cuba is trying to bully United States of America.
I'll tell you one other interesting thing. I remember seeing a documentary. This is many years ago. This was probably at the turn of the century. Like in the late 1900s, and it was about a city in Israel which was basically half Palestinians and half Israelites, and they get along beautifully. And they built this place with great schools.
What time?
I can't remember.
But it's important.
No. This was about maybe 20, 30 years ago. And but the interesting thing is it just shows that when the people want to get along together, it works. Which means that would never, if everything would have been, if all of Israel was like that way, there never would have been a Gaza. There never would have been the Golan Heights. People could actually work together.
In Israel, 20% of people and 20% in government are not Jews. Think about that. Any Arab country like Jordan or Iran, like think about that. 20% in the government in Israel are not Jewish people. So this is we need to support Israel not because like religion or not, because it's just a democratic country which leader in agriculture, one of the leader in healthcare. It's just in IT. They don't want to fight anybody. They're important for Israel. It's important just to defend themselves. If Iran gets nuclear bomb, they need just one bomb to wipe out the Israel from the surface of this earth.
And the crazy thing is that even if they had 10 bombs, they couldn't do it because Israel was just too advanced in this whole department.
No, they just I don't think so. If they get nuclear.
But more important, we can also talk about even the problems in Israel. I went to Israel once. I actually I was performing on a cruise ship, and we stopped in Ashdod. And while we spent 2 days there, I actually, myself and some of the other performers, we rented a car and we drove all the way around the Sea of Galilee. And we went to the old city where there's 4 major religions are right there. You walk in and everybody got along beautifully. I got to see the cave where Jesus was supposedly and there was never a problem there. But the rest of the world had a problem with the 4 religions. But you would never believe that there was a war going on. Anyhow, the main thing is there's a section of Israel. The religious fanatics in Israel is as crazy as the religious, in my opinion, as crazy as the religious fanatics in a place like Iran.
Yeah, but in any country there are idiots too.
Difference is that they want everybody in Israel to fight for them to have settlements in all the places where they don't need them, and they will never let any of their relatives or children fight for the Israeli army. So you can imagine the conflict going.
It's like here, rednecks or something some kind of organization where they don't support the government and they just trying to live separately. We have it too here.
Yeah, but now they all work for ICE.
Yeah, I mean but people right now thinking what's going to happen. So listen, nothing will happen. It will be Iran will strike Israel. Iran will strike some of the military bases of United States. They have to show that they retaliated. But they
will try.
They will try, or they must to show own people that they just fight back. It's going to be show off. There's nothing major. And keep in mind that United States and Israel, they didn't bomb people of Iran. They don't care, but they don't want to harm innocent people. They just want to prevent the disaster in the world.
But that's the difference in the fighting that's taken place over these last 10 days to 2 weeks, because the Iranians were perfectly happy to bomb apartment buildings, but the Israelis did their level-headed best to only bomb military places.
They also bombed not just military places. They bombed where's the top commanders lived, specifically in the apartment in that place. So very precise target. Again, I'm not here to defend Israel or United States. It's just it's just a decision. That's why I'm thankful I'm not the president of United States, because it's a hard decision to strike other country.
Okay, but so now, do I think that this was a good thing to do? I think it was a good thing to do because they did it very silently and they pulled it off. What's going to happen in the next 2 days? I don't think it's going to be nearly as serious as some people might say. I think that in this case, Trump may have done a good thing, but one thing was for sure, there were 2 reasons why Trump did it. First of all, it was well timed and things like that. And also, knowing Trump, he wants to take credit for it.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He wasn't happy that Netanyahu was getting all the credit. He says it has to be me too. So,
okay, so let me go ahead.
now, just to change a little bit, because our last video was about 2 hours too long. But this one, what else is a result? I think another important thing is it's taken everybody's mind off of this great, big, beautiful, disastrous bill, which may get passed in Congress tonight or tomorrow or something like that, because everybody's paying attention to Israel. What do you think about that?
I agree with you, and it's insane. What's going on in Los Angeles? What's going on with Big Beautiful Bill? But the problem is this: there is no opposition, Jeffrey. There is no opposition offering something different, and that's what it is.
I don't know,
Where's the opposition?
Well,
What is anybody offering anything?
Shall I answer?
Please.
Yeah. When I listen to the various news stations and things like that, yeah, all kinds of people are trying to answer this question. Are the Democrats doing a good job of coming up with something else? No, but they don't have to, because the most important thing for the opposition parties is to explain the disaster of the bill they're trying to pass. Because that bill technically could be fixed. They could do something, but there's too many greedy people who are only interested in making as much money, while Trump is in power, as they can. Easiest way to make money is don't pay taxes.
Okay, Jeffrey, the problem with all of this is just either they want Trump not to do anything or to do what Trump wants to do. So it doesn't work. You have to offer something. If you disagree with me, you have to...
Why can't they just cancel the tax breaks for the rich? Let the government collect enough taxes to make the bill work.
Jeffrey, can I just answer?
Instead of $4 trillion in the red.
It's not about reach. You don't understand, and that's a problem. We will at the end of this year, the Trump taxes, which passed at the end of 2017, will sunset it. So if it's going to be sunset, then the tax breaks which happened before and now, they will be...
Let's explain briefly. It's a good word, sunset, but what he means is that they expire.
Expire. So okay. So they will expire. Then many breaks that for businesses, middle-sized businesses, and all the tax breaks or tax credits or wherever it is, they will be rolled back. And this is going to be a disaster, because we need to understand, because it's going to be unexpected. People wouldn't understand, because if I do taxes for my clients and they expecting 20% credit on the S corporation, on passive, and I'm going to go to the... there will be a significant difference.
Yeah.
Hold on. They need to pass something.
Yeah, I was just going to say, somehow they have to earn revenue, right?
But from the other side, they need to pass something, because not to do anything, it's disaster. So at least if you want something to be passed, you have to offer. If you disagree with something, offer something different.
What would you do?
Or it's again briefly, we need to change the tax code. Of course, we don't need to have taxes for rich. Define the rich first. We need to let them pay a little bit more, but it will not resolve anything. So I'm okay with sunsetting on expiring of credits on EVs and electric stuff like $7,500. So there are many good things that will happen with this big and beautiful bill, but there are other things. I'm not ready right now. I want to just say something about a war in Iraq. Because people thinking, it's going to be the same as a war in Iraq. like we went to Iraq, we got stuck. This is nothing like that. Please do not compare war with Iraq with this kind of, because in Iraq, for any screw up reason, we had an intelligence telling us that there are weapons of mass destruction. Okay, why didn't we just attack that facility, that place, and pull out of that? Don't kill anybody. Don't start the war. Just
But isn't that what they just did today?
But that's exactly it. You cannot compare. In Iraq, we went physically in Iraq, and we stayed in Iraq. We killed their power leaders in power. In these operations, we just destroyed that nuclear facility and pull back. We will not go there.
Yeah, and in Iraq, of course, then we also donated enough weapons there for them to open their own museum.
Yeah, but it's because we had no clue what we are doing in Iraq. We went there, no reason.
Okay, now we have a few minutes left.
Yeah.
So now we have this distraction of the Israel-Iraq war. We also have the distraction of this terrible situation that's going on here
In Los Angeles.
and the courts backing up Trump so that he can have his own for me illegal army. People who are wearing unmarked uniforms and wearing masks, as far as I'm concerned, these are terrorists. There's no proof that they're working for the government. These same people can walk into a bank and rob the bank because nobody knows who they are. For me, anybody, if you get stopped on the street, whether you're American or Mexican or Haitian or whatever, the person who's stopping you should not be wearing a mask. He has
in America.
He should be wearing a uniform that
Or some
identifies him, and then he has to hold up a piece of paper. You're under arrest. Here's the warrant.
And why you are under arrest.
And if you do that, then fine. He can stop everybody he wants, but he does it legally, and he does it with due process.
And most of the people, they don't appreciate that what Jeffrey is talking about. It just, you don't appreciate until somebody gets you off the street and put you in a car. And then you look, why me?
Yeah,
because you look like somebody.
Yeah, when you tried to sit there and stop a Dodgers game. I mean, how stupid can you be? Who wants to live in Los Angeles without a taco stand on every corner?
Don't stand on a taco stand. All right, Jeffrey. So we got all today. So
all right, I think this is good. So anyway, we all have to stay tuned and see what happens over the next 24 or 48 hours.
And no worries, guys. Everything will be fine. I think what happened, it's for the better. It's just we don't have to worry anymore for maybe 10 or 20 years about nuclear
But we
threat
have to
from
remember.
Iran.
We have to remember not to make too many compliments for Trump. His head is big enough.
All right, you guys take care. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right.